Why do you wear socks with sandals? This is a very important question to answer. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be answering a question about hybrid trucks. But before we get into the topic, if you do want your questions answered via video format like this, then just send me an email, message me on Instagram, or put it down in the comment section below. And with all that being said, let's get into the video. Now, this question was asked by someone with the username of EP, and their question is it too early to purchase a hybrid truck this year or wait until 2023 to 2024? Do you feel the design of the hybrid trucks out now are going to go through many more changes by 2024? So let's start with the first question. Is it too early? And my simple answer is no, I don't think it's too early to purchase a hybrid truck. Hybrid technology has been out for quite some time. It's like 2 decades at this point for a lot of mainstream manufacturers. Think about like the Toyota Prius, right? That's like the quintessential hybrid vehicle. And so manufacturers have had quite some time to really work out a lot of the kinks with hybrid vehicles, making them more reliable, obviously getting more power out of the systems, making the systems more seamless, all that kind of stuff. And even though there hasn't been that many hybrid trucks, or really any up to this point until like the Ford F-150 Power Boost, for example, I still don't think it's too early. I think that since a lot of these manufacturers have had hybrid vehicles for so long, them putting in a truck application isn't too much of a stretch, and so I don't really think it's that crazy buying a hybrid vehicle, right? Toyota, for example, says that they're going to do a hybrid powertrain for the new Tundra, and I'm not really scared of it because, again, they've had the Prius for such a long time. I know there's a big difference between a Prius and a Tundra, but I just trust their ability to build a hybrid vehicle. And same thing with Ford. They've had so many different hybrid vehicles over the course of the last little bit, and so with the new Power Boost, again, I trust the technology. And I guess going from that to fully electric trucks, same thing. I don't think that it's too soon to buy a fully electric truck. If that's what you really are leaning towards, then I would go for it, right? We've got a ton of cool offerings now. The two that I'm the most excited for is the new F-150 Lightning, and then the Cybertruck. And then the one that I'm excited for but less excited for because it's completely unaffordable is the new Hummer. It's super cool, but again, it's just way up their price way, so it's not super affordable. But again, I think that these manufacturers have been building hybrid vehicles for long enough that they've been able to work out some of the kinks. Now, understand, it's probably not going to be as reliable as the gas alternative to that vehicle, and so just kind of go into it with that expectation. But I don't think it's going to be like a massive difference where if you buy the hybrid, you're going to break down all the time, you're going to have a horrible ownership experience. I don't think that's going to be a thing. Now, the next thing is wait until 2023 to 2024 because there might be more changes. Well, with cars, there's always going to be a lot of changes. I mean, the rate of progress nowadays is just absolutely astounding. I mean, think like 30, 40 years ago, it took so long for a car to come out, like a new car to come out. Manufacturers would have the same car out for decades until they would release like a new version of that car. And when I say new, I mean like fully redesigned. Whereas now, because of computer engineering and all that kind of stuff that they can do with cars, they can release like new versions every few years. And so, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be changes, right? You have all of this stuff that we can run through computer simulations to figure out everything, and obviously make progress at a much faster rate. And so, yeah, I really do think that there will be some changes by 2024. Now, is it going to be crazy groundbreaking? I don't necessarily think so. What I think the biggest changes are going to be is the hybrid trucks that are released today are going to have a little bit less power, a little bit less torque compared to the hybrid trucks in 2023 and 2024. And then those ones might have a little bit more range, right? And on top of that, they might be a little bit more reliable. It's just kind of like that slow progress. And so I think that'll be the biggest difference. I don't think it's going to be like if you buy a hybrid truck today and you didn't wait until a few years, a couple years from now, that your truck's gonna be completely obsolete and it's not even gonna hold a candle to it. I don't think it'll be that far, but right, there will be a little bit of progress. And I guess in terms of waiting, if you want that little bit of extra progress, then I guess it's worth waiting. But if you don't really care that much about having like an extra maybe 20 right, most of the time when they do these changes, it's like 20 more horsepower, 20 more pound-feet of torque, and 20 more miles of range. It's not like it'll be double, right? And so, yeah, that's kind of my opinion on that aspect of it. Now I got that question answered way faster than I thought it would, so I'm just gonna go and answer a couple more questions in today's video, so I guess we get some bonus questions. So this one's about the Escalade. Does the 2021 Escalade ride better than the previous generation? And my quick answer to this one is yes, it does. I have a friend that has the previous generation Escalade, and the new one definitely rides smoother. It's quieter in the interior. The sound system's way better. The interior is also just feels so much more upscale and nicer with the new Escalade compared to the previous generation. So everything feels better, and yes, it does ride smoother. What do you think about squatted? Oh, and that was by John Varus. Then the next one is Dick Johanso. That's a funny username. What do you think about squatted trucks? And I think they're hilarious. I would never own one personally. I like making fun of them. Not my cup of tea, but if you like those trucks, then whatever. Just not my thing. Like, I don't know, for me personally, when I think of a truck, I think of buying something that obviously can tow and you can haul stuff in the bed, but also has more ground clearance compared to a regular vehicle. Like, that's why I'd get a truck. If I wanted something that was super low to the ground, I'd get a sports car. Like, I don't know, I don't get that. Give us a top 10 easiest trucks to park and why. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. The smaller the truck, the shorter the bed, the easier it is to park. Pretty straightforward on that. And then the next one I'm going to go through, because some of these would need their like own whole video on it. Why do you wear socks with sandals? This is a very important question to answer. So the reason I wear socks with sandals is a couple reasons. So first off, whenever I actually like put on shoes, I have them on for hours at a time. And if you've ever worn sandals, right, the ones that actually have straps where you strap your feet into them, if you wear those for hours at a time, then your feet kind of get itchy, right, because you sweat a little bit, right? You're only human. So your feet get a little bit itchy, and then also you get tons of marks over your feet that are just not comfortable at all, right, because you have the sandals over them. If you wear socks, completely mitigates it. So that's the first reason. The other reason is just like overall comfort, and then again, alongside with the whole like sweating thing, if you wear socks, then you'll sweat into the socks and the sandals will stay cleaner, and they actually don't wear down as fast. And so yeah, I know it looks a little bit funny, but it's super practical, and that's the thing about me, is I'll do things that are kind of weird, but they're practical. And then I'll just answer two more questions, then we'll pretty much cap things off for today's video. So this one is, how old were you when you first drove? And I probably need to make a full video about this story because it's hilarious, but I was 14 years old and a bunch of crazy stuff happened. But fun fact, I didn't get my driver's license until I was about 17 years old. And the reason is I couldn't afford a car when I was 16. I didn't get a car from my parents, right? I didn't grow up in a wealthy family. And so I wasn't just handed a car. I had to buy my first car. And so since I didn't have money to buy a car when I was 16, I hadn't had enough saved up. I was like, there's no point in me getting a driver's license and going through all this if I can't buy a car. So I saved up a bunch of money, and then by the time I was 17, once I could actually afford a car, then I went through and got my driver's license and then got a car when I was 17. So yeah, fun fact, I've only been like officially driving since I was, well, yes, officially driving since I was 17, but some other stuff happened before then, but that's a whole nother video. And then the last question is, when is the Ford Raptor coming, and when is your new supercar coming as well? So this kind of refers to older videos on the channel. So first with the Ford Raptor, sorry, my nose is super stuffy. I did make a video about me ordering the new Gen 3, but then I made a follow-up video about how I get press cars from the manufacturers now. So I will most likely no longer be ordering a Gen 3 Raptor, because chances are I'll get the new Gen 3 Raptor from Ford as a press car for a week. And so all the videos I would film on that truck as an owner, I will be able to film, because again, Ford will most likely give me the Raptor for a week. So we'll be able to do on-road tests, off-road tests, all that stuff. So like any content you want to see on the Raptor that I would normally do, I'm going to be able to do anyways. So most likely not going to order it. And in terms of when that's going to happen, sorry, my nose is crazy stuffy. I'm guessing probably at the end of this year. That's my guess, but we'll see what happens. I mean, you still can't even order one. And then in terms of the supercar, well, I can't say too much on this. I have been talking to someone about a particular car that they own, and I haven't, like, I purposely haven't mentioned this on the channel because nothing's set in stone. But there is a chance that one might be coming to the channel for a short period of time. I don't know exactly how long I would keep it for, just because it's way more expensive than I'd normally want to spend on a vehicle. But It sounds like I'll be able to buy it at the right amount to where I would not lose any money when I go to sell it. And then obviously it'd be fun content for me to film for you guys. But until I get a little bit more information, until things are a little bit more set in stone, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get you guys excited and then make you like just hate me because I didn't end up doing anything. But there is potential that that would be happening. It'd be kind of like a short-term thing most likely, unless I win the lottery. But yeah, that's pretty much everything for today's video. As always, if you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe. And then if you feel like my videos are of value to you and you'd like to support the channel, I'll include a link to my Patreon in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you guys.